Welcome back to another unscripted video as we prepare to launch in about 3.5 days. Um, I Invest magazine. So I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about one of the major mistakes I made that I'm noticing in the first issue, and that was that I did not have a strong foundation of how to shape the issue. I knew that I wanted to share information across tier 2 and tier 3 countries, and I did an article around that, but I made a mistake in thinking that the territories were a part of the foundation of how the information should be shared. And it just took me maybe last week, as I was looking at streamlining process and procedure, and as I was looking at trying to make sure that I was making it easy to onboard news reporters, contributors, features and covers, and making sure that we had like a seamless system so nothing is missed, so that when the operations people are able to kind of look at that and say, okay, this is the system, this is how it works, this is the process. I recognized that I did not have like the one thing that everybody could point back to as a checklist to see if we have everything covered. So what I realized pretty quickly was that everything comes from the article. Everything comes from the article. And once I started to do that, you guys, I wish I could show you without it going out, my notebook that kind of details what has to be in each article based on the article type. And there's really just two types. There's the feature and then there's the contributor, right? And then all of the other articles are similar to the contributor. Like, for instance, there will be articles that I will write. I'm actually in the process of figuring out how I'm going to launch the Founders Corner because I want to do something pretty, I guess, normal, but I just kind of want my own little corner of the world while the editor and contributors and creative and sales and distribution, they all can work together to kind of focus on their thing, but then they give me space to kind of do my own thing. Because I just like, if I'm consuming information, one of the things that I'm learning about me is that I want to consume as much information as I can to learn and be educated, but then I want the opportunity to produce information as well. So, number one mistake, I did not have the one thing that everybody could point back to say, we've done everything on the checklist. And so that caused, while I'm okay with the articles that are going up and going out for the Audacity issue, I still think that we didn't have like a uniformed approach. And so going through this process has helped me create this uniform approach. I think one of the things that people misunderstand about founders is that we are literally visionaries and we see it all, but we don't necessarily streamline very well. I recognize also in this second part of my life, I'm not the CEO. I'm not an operator anymore. I was a great operator at a time, but now, nah, not a good operator anymore because I just want the freedom to be able to do whatever it is that I want to do, and not be locked into the structure of the company. So, and founders and visionaries get that. They get that pass a bit, because it's like, okay, she's the founder or he's the founder or they think like this. And especially if you are founder and you own the company, you get you're not venture backed or, have a boat ton of investors on your cap table that you are accountable to. You get to pretty much build it how you want to. And right now I'm really good and comfortable with that. Now, as more sponsors and ads come on board, we do have a responsibility to meet the demand that they set. But I think what I majorly wanted you to know is my number one mistake. And that number one mistake was that we didn't have one place we were all in alignment and working from. We were just kind of taking pieces here, there, and everywhere. And so while the Audacity issue has come together, it has forced me to also point every news reporter back to the article, every contributor back to the article, every sponsor, every ad back to the article. The podcast has to align with the article. We have something brewing now that I just recently was introduced to. It's a multi-trillion dollar industry out of China that kind of makes storytelling very interesting. And I can't wait to do probably a news segment on that, especially linking it to the legacy of televised segment of the magazines. Stay tuned. We are 3 days and some change away from the launch of I Invest magazine Audacity issue. It's the inaugural issue, and I'm super excited. Soon, you guys will be seeing a sneak peek of the issue that you can have as memorabilia for yourself, if you so choose to. So stay tuned. We're working behind the scenes and push. Just so you know, just so you're aware, we're going to slowly drip out over this month of December. November's coming to a close. So in December, we're going to be slowly dripping out, starting on the 3rd, the feature articles, and then culminating at the end of the month with all of the different issues. And hopefully I'll be able to get everybody on camera to do one podcast that kind of ends the month well and points you exactly to how you can get in touch with some of these amazing people. Okay. See y'all next time.